So, Namen zusammen, gerade noch rechtzeitig. Bin gerade erst nach Hause gekommen, habe das direkt angeschmissen für euch. Hoffe, ihr seid gleich alle am Start. Zumindest diejenigen, die es können. Und in 2 Minuten geht's los. Ich bin mal gespannt, was sie da raushauen. Naja, hoffentlich was Anständiges. Ich werde gleich meine Kamera ausmachen, damit ihr meine Fratze nicht dabei seht, wenn es gleich losgeht. Und ja, schauen wir mal, was sie da haben. Also auf X haben sie geschrieben, sie haben irgendwas für uns im Store. Also bin ich mal gespannt. Pay to Win wird es da nicht geben. In COD geht natürlich jetzt einiges rum. Ich weiß nicht, ob ihr das mitbekommen habt. Aber die Community bzw. Developer haben ja einiges rausgehauen. Und Community hat sich auch immer wieder ja, eigentlich sehr positiv geäußert darüber, was jetzt halt kommt. Ich hoffe, das bleibt auch so. Und ihr hört schon die Musik im Hintergrund. Und ich schalte jetzt gleich um. Und dann gucken wir uns das mal in Ruhe an. Und ja, hoffen wir mal, dass was Anständiges mal rumkommt. Also ich schalte mal drüber auf die Playstation. Da habe ich das laufen auf Twitch. So 1 Minute noch und dann mache ich meine Kamera aus, dass wir auch anständig alles sehen. Konsole mache ich dann was lauter. Müsst ihr gleich mal in den Chat reinschreiben, ne, ob das dann auch anständig von der Lautstärke her ist und so weiter. Das wäre sehr lieb von euch. So, 9 Sekunden. Ich mache meine Kamera mal aus. Und dann geht's los. Theo Panel.
Think you know me? Agent Parnell. Theo, the hacker. The Rogue. Agent Parnell. The grieving son. The Rogue. Need to know before we meet. Need to know trust you. The real me. I want to trust you. But you've already killed me once.
Ja, haben sie aber schon. Das können sie. Das können sie. Hammer. Na, was die Modifier angeht, da bin ich mal gespannt, ob uns das so gefällt. Wir müssen auch erstmal alle freischalten, ne? Passiven.
Hello.
Hello.
So once again we
Hello.
Hello. So once again we're gonna introduce ourselves and know it's awkward and probably a lot of you already know who we are, but I'm Daria.
Surprise.
My co-host from the Division 2 and today with me Yannick.
Yeah,
always.
I mean, surprise.
My co-host. And yeah, I mean now that we saw pretty much everything about
You can just like loop it for an hour
I
and
guess we can
basically
just
tells you everything. I guess we're done. You can just like loop it for an hour and basically tells you everything you need to know.
But that was an amazing trailer.
Which is also
like,
very
really
exciting.
really
Not only
impressive
us
one.
back
And
in
yeah,
this-
Theo
in
is
this
back,
room that we
which is
tried
also
to be
very
in because
exciting.
it's-
Not only us are back in this,
So,
in this room that we tried
we
to
actually
be
really
in
loved
because
the
it's
green screen room.
so
that we streamed,
we
in
actually really
PTS,
loved the
but
green screen
this is a
room
different
that we
occasion.
Back to
streamed
official
from
business now.
during
Back
the
to
PTS.
official
Yes, yes.
But
no
this
joking
is a
around.
different occasion.
Back to official business now.
And
Back to official business.
Yes.
Yeah, no,
We're being
no
watched.
joking around, no fooling around.
Today the
And
We're being
entire
watched.
stream is
Today
mostly
the
about year
entire
6
stream
season 2, Shades
is
of Red, but also some
mostly
other
about
stuff, that
Year
we'll,
6 Season 2, Shades of Red, but also
about
some
later.
other stuff
No, I can actually give you guys a
that
hint.
we'll
since it's
talk about
Halloween
later. No, I
season,
can actually give you guys a
and you can
hint.
see, I
Since
dressed in
it's
this not
Halloween
really
season,
costume,
And as you can see, I dressed in this, not really costume, but it's like a spooky cat.
That's not true. I dressed in orange. It's a
He's
Halloween color.
dressed as the
That's not
Division
true.
two.
I dressed in orange. That's my
He's
it's a Halloween
dressed
color,
as
but I
the
know how
Division 2
to
dev.
develop this game. That's
It's-
my costume. Yeah, to pretend that I know how to develop this game.
So there are also going to be a few surprises.
But
So there are also going to be a few surprises, spooky themed surprises that we're going to reveal later today. Some concerning Twitch clowns, and another thing. I mean, if you guys are scared of clowns, that's probably your warning, the only warning that you're gonna get. But yeah, careful.
Not in
Clowns.
this room. Not in this room. Just to- I
Throughout
mean,
the
but I know
stream,
of.
so be careful.
Not in this room. Not in this room.
One bad
Just
joke
to- I mean, but I know
Oh
of.
my god,
We're
and
off
we
to a
just
great start.
started. It hasn't been 10
One bad
minutes.
joke after another.
Oh my god,
We're
and
off
we
to a
just
great start.
started. It hasn't been 10 minutes.
We're off to a great
I
start.
actually love clowns. Where is
don't
my
You do you?
beep beep? But
Where is
jokes
my-
aside, we're back. But jokes aside, we're back to official business. We even have the cards. I even managed to glue them in the right order, which is yeah,
like
a
I
nice
noticed.
a nice surprise. But yeah, talking about the new season, talking about new Manhunt. Please stop counting the cards.
Yeah.
Theo, we saw
Der Halm müsste weg sein.
trailer now, and yeah, very exciting that we are continuing with the rogue theme.
Yeah. I mean, it's we've known from the end of year 5 that not only did Keener survive, but Theo did as well. So with season 1, we went after Keener. Sorry, spoilers. I hope you're up to date with story. Otherwise, my bad.
Too little, too late.
Keener is alive. Theo
Ich
is
glaube,
alive.
das wissen wir alle, ne? Dass Theo auch
We
überlebt
got
hat.
Keener at the end of season 1. He is currently in custody in the White House, and now there is talk of potentially bargaining, if not an alliance, at least an alignment. But first, we need to get Theo. We need to go get
Hi,
Theo
Dynamo.
because
Hi,
Theo
Dominic.
wants him. But Theo, of course, being Theo, might have gotten himself in trouble. So now it's going to be about locating him and bringing him back also with the happy group.
Yeah, there's a lot of exciting trials await
Yeah.
us this season, so don't miss it out. And now that we've started talking about this season, I mean, obviously it's probably should be no surprise to anyone watching, but just in case you're new, the new season is going to be released tomorrow. Big reveal!
Okay.
Yes, now we're done for real. Goodbye.
That was the one news.
There is new continuation of the story. And,
Shades of Red.
New Manhunt, of course, is not the only thing that is
Zum
new
Glück
to the
nicht Shades
season
of
and
Grey.
something that we will be introduced. It's also the big part of Shades of Red is
Paus Maul, hi.
Season's 2.0 features that
Und
some
Grüße
of
zurück nach
you
Österreich. Season
maybe
2.
had a chance
Okay.
to test during the PTS phases that we had recently. And thank you so much once again if you participated, if you delivered your feedback, if you joined our PTS streams, which we were very excited about because we love the green screen room. And before we go into all the details
Yep.
about all the, I mean, we already had an opportunity to talk about all those new features to show you guys how they're gonna look in the game, how they're gonna play, but just Seasons 2.0, what's the big idea behind it?
Well, and yeah, this is a bit of a recap. And again,
Spaß zu haben.
apologies for
Kohle
those of
verdienen.
you that have been following our communication and the streams, you know all of that. But in case you haven't, I mean, the idea with Seasons 2.0 was really to take the time to rethink a bit our seasonal model and to create a new foundation that we are going to be able to build upon moving forward. Because the way we've been doing seasons until now, that model exists since the days of Warlords of New York. That's when it came out, and we never really had the time and took the time
Okay, the way forward.
to
Wohin?
upgrade or
Division
to
3?
change that model. So, and we've been able to be creative with it, work within this frame of trying to push boundaries left and right to try to do things a bit different. But ultimately, we were limited by what this model allowed us to do. And so this with Seasons 2.0, beyond the details of this feature or that feature and what is exciting and whatever, I think what's ultimately what really makes me excited is just the potential that we're going to unlock to grow moving forward once this is out, because of all the changes, and every single one of those changes is something that can scale as we gain more experience to work with this model and to try things out, the modifiers, the journey, the priority objectives, all of those things. As these gain, a bit more, as we keep building upon them, I think we're going to be able to make the seasons even more exciting after that. So this is basically a way for us to, future-proof the game and future-proof the seasons.
Ja, aber solange keine neue Map, keine neuen Missionen kommen, ist auch so eine Season nicht unbedingt.
What you're saying is that
Nur mit den Modifiern kannst du das nicht erreichen, meiner Meinung nach.
First season of the season
Auf Dauer nicht.
It's just the beginning, and it can change, it can evolve through time with your feedback, of course. There might be other elements that we'll introduce going forward, and honestly I don't know anything about it, just
but and I think that's the important thing, it's like I mean, I'm excited for this season, I want to play it, but it's like it can be even more than that, and I think that's what's cool. There's already more things that will come to seasons as we move forward in the future. But that's what's cool. It's ultimately season is the main thing that as a player you interact with, at least at the beginning when a new season starts. You interact with those systems. This is what kind of defines the way to play the game and the day-to-day, and how do you prioritize activities, and being able to rethink that and try to come with something that's a bit fresher. It's a great opportunity, and I think that's again a testament of we're in year 6 and we are redoing our seasons, and we are planning ahead with a long future ahead of us. So so I think that's a commitment again to the long term of this game.
But yeah, this is very exciting because this is something that we wanted to do for a long time, and I know that also players were asking for a refresher and a new experience, an updated experience for how the seasons are played. So yeah, this is very exciting, but there are a lot more to all the features that will make the entire
Ja, das weiß ich auch nicht. Die Modifier, die
and at least in this
müssen wir abwarten.
We talked during our PTS stream and show you the seasonal journey and how this is a different picture.
Da gehen sie jetzt ja auch drauf ein. Also kann schon sein, dass das natürlich für viele Spieler wirklich auch sehr ist eine neue Herausforderung, für mich auch. Aber ich kann mir auch vorstellen, dass viele Spieler die abschalten und dann trotzdem halt die Season so durchspielen.
Journey missions, each also consisting of 8 smaller objectives that you can tackle. And what is interesting about the seasonal journey is that it's available from level 1. So pretty much everyone, even if you're a new player, you can jump.
Also sie machen schon einiges für viele neue Spieler.
The way you, I don't know,
ich gehe mal davon aus, dass sie das auch registriert haben, dass viele neue Spieler es gibt.
Also a very good opportunity, since we kind of had a sneak peek at the modifiers for you to get those modifiers, because they're available through seasonal journey as well.
And I think at the core of when we started talking about changing seasons, I think what was very important for us was like we wanted to bring gameplay at the center of the seasons, because until now, when you play the season, tonight, the last day of the old model, so you still have one night back with the old model, but it's the season was a lot the manhunt, so the story element, and then some of the objectives we give you with the manhunt, and then the season pass progression that you gain passively by just playing the game, and that's in a simplified way, that's pretty much what the season had to offer. And now with this, what we wanted to bring gameplay to rebalance the offering between not just story but also gameplay, and make sure that every season is a fresh offering to kind of re-experience the game in a different way. And as you said, also like being able to play it from level 1 was a very important part for us. We want to make sure that
Ja, das
every player,
Gameplay
when
wird
it,
anders, aber du
everything
spielst ja
we
das
do,
Gleiche. Also du
when we are
spielst das
maintaining this game today, it's
gleiche
pretty much about
Missionen
seasons
und so
and it's about
weiter.
adding
Die
new
Manhunts
things
sind
to,
vielleicht ein
to the
bisschen
game,
anders
but,
aufgestellt, aber es ist ja
everything
im
we
Grunde
do is
genommen
very much
nichts.
about making
Das
the
ist,
endgame, the level 40
wir müssen
experience
DLC raushauen.
bigger
Das
and
ist
bigger.
wichtig.
And with these seasons, especially because that's our communication, that's that's the pulse points that happen on a regular basis in the year. We don't want new players or non-level 40 players to feel excluded from that. We want them to, see a season trailer and be as excited about it as anybody else. And now with this model, we can do that because now you can join the season from level 1 if you want to. You don't have to. Again, you can play with your character. But if you're a new player from level 1, you can play season from level 1. So, being able to do that and also, again, putting gameplay at the center with the modifiers and with, changing the progression to make it a bit more, to make it a bit more active, where you actually need to target season progression and make decision on what activities and how do you want to progress. That was a way for us to make you more engaged with seasonality itself and really more aware of what you're doing and therefore give you a bit more purpose.
And talking about modifiers as well, there is going to be distinctive modifiers for each specific season. The first modifier that we introduced in is point blank.
Yep.
Because the main idea, the main
Naja, das darf man nicht vergessen, ne? Also wenn irgendwann die nächste Season kommt, Season 3, ist nicht mehr Point Blank, ne? Dann ist natürlich wieder ein anderer globaler Modifier.
But basically, the main indicator is the distance.
Deswegen kann es sein, dass das Grinden an sich an den Modifiern natürlich immer Season für Season langweiliger eventuell wird. Das weiß ich nicht.
Let me tell you about the next seasons. No, no, but I think what's important is again to really be clear that those modifiers, this set of modifiers, will change with every season. And for this season, we on purpose we went with something, even though it's not necessarily always easy to explain. We actually on purpose went with something that's maybe a bit more simplistic because we want to, try the system and with a proposition that is fairly easy to wrap your head around. The further I am from an enemy, the more damage I do. That's the simple fantasy here, and then we give you control and agency by giving you sets of modifiers that you can come to take and slot on top of that to the global modifier. But this the premise, the promise of it, we wanted to have something that was pretty straightforward. As we move forward from season to season, we're going to experiment with very different things, and we already have a list of ideas on what kind of modifiers we want to do for future seasons. And we have some ideas that are also a bit simplistic but exciting, and then we have some ideas that are maybe a bit more out there and a bit more crazy. So we're going to be trying with different formulas from one season to the next, and we'll find our voice eventually. We'll find what is it that resonates with the most people.
And do you think that there would be a way for us to maybe bring some modifiers back in the future if some specific ones most favorable?
Maybe. I don't think that we would want to actually take, to repeat a season modifier because once it's been used, I don't think it would be fun for someone to have to replay it for an entire season for people that are playing every season. But bringing back those modifiers as mini events for a limited time, that's something that could be cool.
Like a throwback thing,
Mm-hmm.
in a way.
Yeah.
I'm asking questions already, even though it's not a Q&A section, but it's something that I was interested
She's
in.
going off script already.
Yes. But talking about script, I don't think we need to recite everything that we talked about during the PTS streams, but about the modifiers, some of the modifiers, as I just mentioned, are going to be a theme of the season, so something that is available for everyone from the get-go. Other modifiers can be earned and actually chosen and assigned. Other modifiers will also be not only for the player specifically, but hostile modifiers. So you will encounter some enemies in the open world that already have modifiers, and you will see it through UI.
Also im
but
PTS haben die auch im Raid
talking
funktioniert,
about
darf man nicht vergessen.
modifiers
Ne?
and ways and possibilities to earn
Also
them,
Raid, Incursion,
through the game. There are actually
könnte sehr anspruchsvoller
a
werden.
few options here. Aside from the seasonal modifier, the main theme of the season, you can earn them through scouts. You can earn them through not
scouts, no.
priority objectives.
like,
Sorry,
should I say no?
priority objectives, and also the
season journey. Yeah.
itself. Yes.
Yeah, so you will get the one we call the global modifier, which is the main one, the one
Der immer
that you
aktiv
said,
ist,
the
ne? Wenn ihr
further
das
you are, the
aktiv
more
macht,
damage
ist
you do.
immer
That one
global
you
aktiv.
get.
Der ist
You don't
aktiv.
have to do anything. From level 30, you will be able to get it when you play the season. You can activate it or deactivate it. So if you really don't like it, you don't have to. Or if you're struggling with it in a piece of content or in any activity in the game, you can always deactivate it temporarily if you want to. There is no consequence to deactivating it, so it's really up to you if you want to have it or not. You can progress your season without the modifier if you don't want to. This is really an option we give you to kind of change the way you play. So that's the global modifier. Then we have the active modifiers, which are the ones that you can trigger on a cooldown, and those change the way the global modifier behaves. Those will be unlocked as part of the season journey.
Die
And
musst du
then we have the
freispielen.
passive modifiers. And those
Ebenso,
you
ja. Da
equip
kannst du,
on your
okay. Da kannst du 3 von
modifier
aktivieren.
interface
Maximal.
on the shoulder unit. And those influence what happens with the global modifier. It's not a trigger. They are always active. And those you will unlock by doing priority objectives. And then, yes, as you said, you have the hostile modifiers, and those unlock as you progress through the season. And that's the way for the world to kind of react and become tougher also as you progress with your modifier.
And from what I remember, there are also going to be a few different types of hostile modifiers as well, and they may appear at random.
Yeah, we have 4 of them, and then there's random chances, and depending on which archetype, and there's so yeah, there's all of that in there. And we've seen feedback already. We've made some changes based on PTS feedback on them to try to make them challenging, but also not too frustrating in the same time. It's always a hard balance to find. And once again, this is our first take. So if there is any feedback, just let us know, and we'll see for next season where we want to bring it.
But also coming back to scouts and priority objectives, to other elements of the Seasons 2.0 that we haven't talked about it yet.
There's a lot of new words, by the way. That's a whole new dictionary you're going to need. And even for us, we might actually mess it up because the words we use now are not necessarily the words we've been using for the past months when working on those features. So
it's just Yannick trying to save me from being so miserably confused about 4 new features. But yeah, talking about scouts, like as you may have noticed, we do not really have a seasonal calendar anymore because we do not have leagues.
Yeah.
Like leagues are not a part of the manhunt, and scouts are going to be the way for us to basically progress throughout the entire season. And each scout unlocks on a weekly basis and consists of 3 missions that you're gonna get some hints about, but not necessarily a clear objective or a clear path as to where to find this, a way to take on the mission.
Yeah.
So this is another new element that hopefully will kind of bring more excitement and more interest to the entire progression. And also the scouts is a way for you to unlock a new difficulty.
Or to unlock the climax anyway.
Yes. I mean, of course, climax comes first, but then comes another difficulty.
Da wissen wir ja noch gar nicht, wo ist das eigentlich genau eingegangen. Ne? Nicht so wie legendär, nicht so schwer, aber schwerer als heroisch.
Coming with it, that was not on the PTS. It's not something that we were shown or talked about, or you guys had a chance to test.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll save it for later.
Yeah.
But yeah, the entire season will consist of those scouts. I don't remember the exact number of how many we're gonna have. But the good thing about this entire new system is it offers a much cleaner and faster progression
Noch nicht so ganz.
through the story, because now you do
Total
not really
verschnupft noch.
need to wait for entire months since it's on a weekly basis.
Yeah, exactly. It's like every week there's a new scout. If you miss the scout of the week, it's fine. You can always do it the week later, but you need to do them in the right order.
Okay.
The scout is a few objectives that you need to decipher and understand and then be able to beat. And that, once again, by the way, is in the context of this season, because this is Theo that is kind of giving you hints to make you see what he wants you to see. So think of it that way. We'll see if we want to keep the cipher riddle part of it moving forward. But in this case, this is what it is. You're going to have to do 3 objectives to get the scout. And once you get the scout, you get the collectible of the week and some rewards, of course. And then you unlock the next scouts. But there's also a timer every week, of course. And you will
Ist geschickt gemacht, ne? Jede Woche halt so ein Scout dann. Du musst jede Woche das spielen, kannst zwar eine Woche später das auch machen, aber sie bringen die Leute ran, wenn sie daran interessiert sind, weiterhin zu spielen.
You had a monthly target. And then this month you had to do all the activities that were a part of it, and then you unlocked the target and you did the target and you got more collectibles when the target unlocked, but then nothing for a month. Now you're going to get the same amount, but every week. And we don't have targets anymore. You just have the main target and the climax mission. But once again, this system is something that gives us a lot more flexibility moving forward in the way we want to do it. So, I know I've seen discussions on people saying, "Oh, does that mean that the story is going to be a bit more streamlined and there's going to be less character development or whatever?"
Ja, werden die wahrscheinlich ja selber machen, ne? Die werden nochmal Patch Notes vielleicht
possibilities moving forward. So we will experiment with it. We will learn on how much doors it actually opens for us. But I'm actually pretty excited about it because I think it's going to actually be more agile for us to create new exciting stories.
Yeah, certainly.
You agree?
I mean, you're the boss.
Im Grunde genommen ist jetzt noch nicht richtig was Neues, was das also. Mich interessiert jetzt mal, wann kriegen wir dann zum Beispiel die neuen exotischen Items, ne, wie die Waffe oder der Tollste.
I mean, the main part of the excitement comes from the fact that I managed to ask Lauren Stone, our narrative director, for all the clues. So now I don't necessarily.
Domi, ja, eigentlich nicht.
Cracking those codes, I already
Did
know
you cheat?
what to do. Yeah, not yet. It doesn't count if it's a test version, right? But yeah, I mean, if anyone has troubles understanding the riddles, just let me know. We can talk about the price. But yeah, talking about other things, new gear, because seasons also come with new gear, and maybe this system is not different from how it was
aber was mit den Exoten? Wann kriegen wir die?
But new gear is new gear. And there are a few things that we want to mention. We also won't really go into all the details. But Strega. Let's start with Strega.
Yep.
It's the new exotic AR.
Yep.
And there were some, I wouldn't say really.
Tut mir leid, aber ich finde
feedback. Like there were a lot of heated discussions regarding this.
Did you say there was no interesting feedback?
Because there was a lot of heated discussions about it and how it's this live stream. See, so many bad jokes. Like, what's going on? This is the room. Like, we cannot function in this room.
Ja, aber danke, ciao.
Yeah, we'll just. I was like,
well, look at this beautiful piece of art. I point here because the screen is here for us. For you who are watching us, it's here.
Trying to do
the art is here.
The popular YouTuber influencer.
Am Fernseher geht's nicht. Ja, da habe ich keinen Einfluss drauf, ehrlich gesagt.
But yeah, so the discussions were about the mark application of the Strega, and the good news is that 20 meters mark is back.
Yes. Yeah, so we started with PTS1 and you know the way Strega works.
Ich habe hier Top-Bild und ich habe das jetzt hier nebenbei nochmal am iPad hier laufen, auch super. Fernseher, okay.
Brauche ich leider nicht. And on PTS1 everybody was very excited. Turned out that on PTS1 it was actually broken. So there was no limit to the stacks and even the range was actually off. So we fixed that for PTS2, but in the process we also decided to lower the range to 10 meters because we felt like maybe 20 was a bit too much and we didn't want to lower the damage. So we thought, let's lower the range. We got some feedback on that and we decided, you know what? Yeah, 20 meters is fine. So 20 meters is back. It's basically back the way it was on PTS1 minus the bugs.
Good catch. Can we see other assets? Oh, this is one of them, the exotic holster. The only thing that I'm gonna mention is that it has different values for PvP and PvE.
Mm-hmm.
And all the details, because like I would probably look really stupid trying to understand what's written here, even though I myself made those cards. But all the values will be available in our patch notes.
Auf jeden Fall dann.
And from what I remember, everything will be posted right after the live stream. So make sure to check Trello, our official website, all the balancing changes that we also had on PTS was changes applied based on your feedback, also going to be available there.
Ja, dann ist Verzögerung im Fernseher, das hat was mit dem WLAN wahrscheinlich dann zu tun. Oder wie auch immer.
Aside from that, we also going to
Kommt drauf an, wie du den Empfang hast dann.
In a brand set. So yeah, this is the one actually. On this asset, you can also see the
Am Fernseher gucke ich selber eigentlich auch nie Twitch oder sonst was.
Gear set and the outfit combined in one picture, and
Virtuoso,
the outfit itself is going to be available through the season pass. Bell will get there later. And
alles grün?
No, actually,
Toll.
we can get there right now because apparently that's the next topic of discussion. No, not really. I lied.
Ooh, the surprise.
Again. The surprise. Yes, the surprise.
Moment,
so,
eine exotische
should have
Brust?
the assets differently.
So,
a new exotic chest provocator, and what's peculiar about the specific piece of gear is that that's going to be a reward for Master Class difficulty, which is a new difficulty that also comes with this.
die kann man in der Climax Mission?
Yeah, it's a Climax exclusive, so you will have to wait all the way to the end of the season to actually unlock that piece.
Also die Brust kriegen wir nur in der Climax Mission.
You will have higher chances to get it on Master. But yeah, that's a pretty cool piece. And
okay, aber was kann sie?
Do we not?
I don't think I have the notes for it.
You don't have
because it's coming later in the season.
Okay.
So we decided to.
Okay, I'll keep it to myself.
It's just a sneak peak. It's a big reveal.
It looks cool, is what
Die
it
Brust sieht cool aus, ja, richtig.
Red
Bull.
Of the season.
Oh, jetzt habe ich jetzt Werbung gemacht.
I don't know if you want to talk about the master difficulty separately, like where
Ja, die machen sie jetzt, haben sie jetzt noch nichts richtig gesagt, weil wir die halt erst Climax, weil das wird ja erst später freigeschaltet.
Do you want to? Okay, so master difficulty, yes. Again, we've talked about that again in the past, but for those who don't know, this is a new difficulty setting that we're going to apply only to the Climax mission of that season. So when the season comes to an end and you've done all the scouts, and then we unlock the Climax mission, which is the conclusion of that season. We are also going to unlock the master difficulty of it. So the Climax will be available in all the usual difficulties, normal, hard, challenging, heroic.
Okay.
But then on top of that, there will be a master difficulty. And this one is actually handcrafted in a way. So the NPCs will be tougher, but also the challenges, the encounters, the mechanics will be handcrafted to be made harder. So, it's hard to rank it. I don't really want to create the false expectation here, but we want something that is tough. So just to be clear, if you're not an advanced player with optimized build, it's going to be a very hard challenge.
Okay, also wird hart.
I will say it, but legendary level of difficulty, potentially even incursion level of difficulty.
Okay.
In my dream, this is where we would get. We will see. But
okay.
It is meant to be harder, for sure, harder than heroic. And this is going to be, the toughest challenge at the end of the season.
Okay, härter als heroisch, aber nicht legendär, ne?
Everything.
Habe ich das jetzt richtig verstanden? Ja, ne?
Yeah, and that's why it's important to play throughout the entire
Okay, und da
list
gibt's nur
of
die Brust.
scouts that gonna be available, because otherwise there is no way to unlock it.
Ja, wie immer, ne?
Yeah,
Dann
you need
ist
to
ja
play the
logisch,
scouts to unlock
Geschmackssache.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, this is very exciting.
Aber
since it also
krass, ey,
comes
da haben
with
sie die
the
ganze Zeit
new,
geschickt, ey. Aber die haben,
physical
also so
equipment.
eine Strategie kenne ich nicht, dass sie das so
And now to Season
geheim halten,
Pass.
so eine Brust raushauen.
Because
Aber die
Season
sagen
Pass
noch nicht mal,
also
was die Brust kann.
underwent,
Krass.
a few
Also Season
changes.
Pass, okay.
Some of them are
Vielleicht
visual
schauen sie da noch
changes.
was
It's
rein.
something you maybe already saw in the PTS livestream or in the seasonal trailer. But
Oh, we didn't show the season pass in the live stream. Huh?
I don't. Is it an interrogation?
How dare you?
I mean, we don't have visuals right now, but it was.
There's one in the trailer at least.
Yeah, they were in the trailer, so you can see there.
Yeah.
Like, but the good thing about it, it's like first and foremost, there were no two different tracks. You can only have one track now.
Yeah.
And another thing, is
Previews.
that you can finally see all the items, the
Yeah.
dice, the weapon skins, the outfits on your character right
Mhm.
away.
Yeah, it is. The big changes with the season pass is that, I mean, so first philosophically, yes, there is no two tracks anymore where there was a free track and a paid track. Now everything is combined together. Some items, some rewards will be free on that track, and then the other ones you need to own the season pass to unlock them. Once again, and I said that in the PTS stream, I know some people will be comparing like, oh, but that's less reward because there's less free rewards on the season track compared to what we had before. But it's true. But again, think of the fact that with the new season systems, a lot of those rewards are actually dispatched on other features as you play the season mechanics. So you get much more rewards from actually engaging with the season, and then on the season pass track you have some free rewards, and then a majority of them being behind the season pass. There was one quick image here,
Nice.
but the cool thing with it is, yes, it's mostly a rethinking of the experience to make it just a bit more exciting, a bit more fresh, bringing preview. So yes, you can. Here we go. You have this. I will call that a mock-up, but that's kind of what it will look like in a way in the game. But it's we have previews, so that means that when you look at a reward on the season pass, you will actually see it on your character. We have a detailed panel, so for items we will be able to show you some stats and descriptions. It's gonna just feel better, look better, be a bit clearer on what reward is what. You will need to claim your rewards now. It's not gonna be automatically granted, so also hopefully preventing some of the issues we've had of like people getting rewards when they're in gameplay and then missing them or whatever, and just when you actually get a season pass level, you want to go there and actually celebrate that reward being unlocked. So it's a lot of small changes here in terms of trying to make it feel a bit better, but also especially do a much better job at giving you the information you need, especially prior to making your decision on do I want to buy the pass or not. Now you will be able to really preview everything first before you decide if you want to buy or not.
And also what is peculiar about this new updated season pass is that this time around you can get some of your investments back, because there are going to be credits available through the
It's going to be premium credits, yeah.
Yes.
If you
I think this is the
first,
for the first time ever that they
Also über Premium Credits kannst du einiges dann wieder kaufen.
So as you said, you buy the season pass and you get some of your money
Gut, das
back.
machen sie
by
jetzt ja schon länger,
progressing, by unlocking premium credits.
gezielter. Ne?
Yeah, but that's not all,
Shop.
because
Ich meine, machen
free
andere,
players
auch.
will also receive cosmetics in the season pass. That's something that we never had before, which includes one outfit and one skin.
Yeah, there's a free outfit now, yeah.
So yeah,
Okay, freies
a lot of
Outfit, genau.
interesting
Okay,
things.
im Season Pass, okay.
And now we're moving to our Halloween portion of the live stream, the first part of it at least, Twitch drops.
Ja, die Drops, die ihr dann ab morgen,
some of you
18 Uhr,
already know
live
about it. If you're
bekommen
a
könnt.
content creator affiliated with Division or Ubisoft, you may have already seen or heard something about it. You may have already accepted the terms of this campaign. But for everyone
Why
else,
do you say it like that? You have accepted the terms. We
it's,
got
it's
you.
the Halloween live stream. See, I do not have horns, but I have ears. Maybe there are horns hidden behind them. Dory.
You've been censored.
So Twitch drops. Reveal the drops. See how beautiful. There are so many new things.
So beautiful.
So how this entire campaign is gonna work? First of all, it's gonna be it starts tomorrow. Not necessarily right after the maintenance. There's like I can see that 6 p.m. So a little bit
Also
later.
18 Uhr
It will
unsere
give you
Zeit,
some
ne?
time to play a little bit and get familiar with the new features. And up until November 12th, you can actually watch your favorite creators if they are affiliated with the Division or Ubisoft Content Creator Program. And this is how you can earn this new amazing patch or a backpack trophy or this this cat skin is so nice. It really speaks to me like a goblin mask.
I mean, obviously.
So you don't necessarily need to watch one specific creator. You can watch different people. The rewards are gonna be the watch time is gonna be accumulated on your account. If you're not like you can actually connect your Twitch account to your Ubisoft Connect account if you didn't do that.
Ja, das dürft ihr nicht
it's time
vergessen,
for
ne?
you,
Falls ihr das noch nicht gemacht habt,
to
Ubisoft-Account
do
mit
that now.
Twitch-Account
Log into your
verknüpfen
Twitch account,
und dann
there's
auf
gonna
Twitch
be an
schauen und
option
dann
for
wird es
you to do that.
automatisch, könnt ihr das dann auf Twitch abgreifen und ist dann im Spiel halt
the
aktiv.
Big prize in the very end for watching for 3 hours and 30 minutes is the new Rosa mask. I think it's what is this Mexican holidays called? Forgot.
I'm going to butcher it.
Yes. So, but you get the gist. I'm really sorry for not being able to pronounce it properly. But yeah, overall there are a lot of nice, spooky new things that you can earn through the Twitch drops. And don't forget, up until November 12th.
I like Spider Pumpkin Universal Weapon skin. Feels like Spider Pumpkin is a new superhero.
Spider Pumpkin. Does whatever.
I'm Spider Pumpkin. Oh no, Spider Pumpkin is here.
But I really love the cats. They're so cute.
Okay,
I was not the one who oversaw what sort of rewards we're gonna get on the in this campaign. I swear.
Sure.
If it were to me, like
You
all
sound
the
very
rewards are gonna
satisfied
be
with them.
Cats themed. Moving on, another thing that got an update recently: friend referral program. If you're a follower on our social media or I don't know, saw updates on our website, the previous friend referral program ceased to exist on 18th of October, and now we are bringing it back. A much better updated version. It starts on October 31st.
I understood that reference.
Yes, this is a very nice use of that meme.
Okay.
And it will be available worldwide for all the platforms and cross platforms as well. So if you're a PC player but you want to invite your friend from PlayStation or Xbox, you can absolutely do that. Since the last program was reset completely, it is now possible for existing players to be invited again and get the NVT rewards. And this is maybe something that some of you already have, because the difference in the reward system is that you can see our old friend. It's the Stinger Hunter outfit. This outfit, together with the weapon and the backpack trophy, is now going to be available for NVTs, for new players, for recruits. And for veteran players, for those of you who would be inviting people to the game, there is a completely new uniform. It's called insurgent uniform and
Okay.
also an insurgent
Also
backpack. So
Freundschaftswerbung.
those are two new rewards available for veteran players.
Yeah, we wanted more, kind of just something that's a bit more dynamic with the friend referral, because the problem we had with the old system was just, there was some complexity to it anyway. But ultimately it was, as Daya said, like once you've done it once,
Also
you're
sie
done
machen
with it.
Freundschaftswerbung,
And we wanted
also
something that's
mit
a bit
allem, was sie
more,
da so machen.
a bit more live than that.
Neue
where
Spieler zu
just on
gewinnen.
a regular basis, you can invite
Also,
players. You
ja.
can also actually,
Zum Ende des
invite
Jahres
people
verstärkt
who
jetzt hin,
have
gerade
played the
Season
game but
2
have
jetzt, was
stopped
das
playing.
angeht.
So if you're inviting your friends that have stopped playing for
DLC
some
wissen wir
time,
nicht nächstes Jahr,
if
wann
you
der
invite
genau
them to
kommt.
come back and they come back, you will be rewarded for that as well. So it's not just really about new players, it's about bringing people back to the game, regardless if they've played already or not in the past.
Okay.
Yeah, and apparently I have this note here that you can still be invited if your last play session dated June 2024. So quite recently.
Also ob das jetzt mit
Ja.
Ubisoft an sich, ne, weil es denen ja nicht so gut geht, sich an jedem Strohhalm zu packen, aber
And this
dass
will be true
Vorbereitungen
moving
sind,
forward from
ich weiß
season
es
to
nicht.
season. So you will be able to invite people that have just not played recently.
And maybe we'll even look at the ways of updating referral program as well.
Yep.
And now, a thing that I realized
Also
now
wir sollen ja
completely
eigentlich
forgot
Freunde
to
begeistern
tease,
für Division, ne?
but
Also
apparently we have even more
versuchen ja alles.
surprises
Das ist schon
than
krass.
I myself originally anticipated, and I'm the person who
positiv oder
set
negativ?
this entire order of show up. Another exciting thing that we wanted to talk about this time, and even though it's strictly monetization thing and not necessarily something that we would just use the opportunity to connect with community with, but this is a very special occasion, and today we want to show you a sneak peek at the upcoming apparel collection. Not an apparel event, apparel collection, since it's going to be available in store. Designed in collaboration with our friends from GSC Game World. And after months in the making, finally, the big reveal is here.
Yes.
I mean, we are very excited about it. It's
Heart of
very
Chernobyl,
dear to
Stalker
us
2.
because it's literally been months in the making.
It's been long conversations, yes, and we've been looking for a new partner to partner with, to bring some of their identity and their brand and their legacy to the division, and being able to work with GSC Game World and see the passion and the dedication that they have making their game through the terrible hardship that they have to go through. It's been such an
Ist ab
inspiration
20.
that I'm just
November
really
erhältlich.
excited that we get to support or be part of it in some very small way. So this is just it's more precious than just new items on the store for us. It means a lot.
Yeah, and there are going to be 4
Okay.
uniforms available in this collaboration. I would not reveal the date yet. It's going to happen later in the season, but as some of you may know, Stalker 2, Heart of Chernobyl is going to be released in November, 20th of November to be precise. So that might give you an idea of when exactly this collaboration is dropping. And today, we also prepared a sneak peek at the upcoming trailer and how all the 4 outfits gonna look.
Okay.
This
Bisschen
is a
einfach,
really
ne?
sneak peek of the trailer.
It's too early to show
like
the whole
1
thing.
second.
I mean, you can see all the
You see the
4
outfits.
uniforms here, but
Yeah.
I really loved how cozy they are at the fire chilling in Chernobyl. The regular Eastern European things. I may know a few things about that.
what you do on a casual day.
Yep.
But again, no, it's
Okay.
really exciting to be able to bring that and again help our friends at GSC Game World. So
Yeah, I think
Cool stuff.
it's really amazing for this iconic brand to have a collaboration with Division. 2 iconic brands having a collaboration.
it's two together.
Exactly. I just noticed that. Oh, nice. You know, like when they say when the clock strikes with the same numbers, like it's 11:11, you need to make a wish. That's the similar case here.
Okay.
All wishes are gonna be granted. Promise, trust.
You went on record with that.
Sagte mir gar nichts, das Spiel.
Now talking about clowns, I know that's a bit of a sudden change.
Nobody said anything about clowns, but sure.
Ja, andere Sachen?
I mentioned it a
Jetzt.
few times in the very beginning.
At the beginning,
please,
yeah.
Please pay attention. I cannot do it like that. So yeah, it's a bit of a change in aesthetic, but one thing that I wanted to mention for you guys to pay attention to our social media in the coming days, because there are gonna be giveaways of a certain bundle that is called Laughing Gas. Here it is. It may remind you of something or someone.
Okay.
But yeah, we'll be giving it away on official Division 2 channels. You may also pay attention to some of the creators that you
werden
like.
einige
Maybe
anhaben.
they will also be participating in the giveaway. And this is our way to celebrate Halloween with all of you.
A way to look spooky in the dark zone.
Ja, genau.
However,
Oh, I
it
didn't
really
know.
looks very cheerful. Like, look at how colorful it is. Look at
I
how
did-
happy he is.
You look at that and you think cheerful. That's the word that comes to your mind. We need to talk, Diane. We need to talk.
See, this is what working on this brand does to a person. Anyway, this is pretty much it that we wanted to cover. Of course, this is not everything that's going to happen throughout the entire season. There are a lot more other things going to happen a little bit later in the year. We're looking at having a winter event, for example, something similar to what we had this summer, or Mooncake.
Or more X5, XP events.
Yes, and by the way, this is official information at this point because we already announced it at BTS Livestream. So yeah, we're gonna have more of the XP.
Also ich würde
boosts
immer gerne
again
wissen,
in the
ne,
future, because
Talent der
he
Brust, der
himself
Exobrust.
loved, X5
Damit
events
sich halt
so
einige
much, so
fragen.
like,
Ah.
we
What's
need
not to
more.
love? You do a
Geben wir wohl
bounty
keine
and you get
Antwort zu.
10 levels. I mean, it's
So yeah, please look forward to all that happening. We will either cover it in our upcoming live streams or just announce it through social media. And now it's time for your favorite part, and our
Fragen.
favorite part,
Nee?
which
Okay.
is Q&A.
Da, okay.
And I need to boot my laptop.
Komm,
bring up the
also.
questions.
Yeah, by the way, this time around we also gonna have,
Mal, ich guck mal, ob ich das hinkriege.
a chat on the screen, but since it goes too fast for us to catch up with everything,
I saw someone, I'm going to take a question directly. I saw someone
Yes,
asking,
okay.
Yannick, what shade level are you in game? Well, I'm shamefully still just like 500 something, which is hilarious in a way that I have probably like, I don't know, 300-400 hours into the game. And, you know, in relationship to everyone, I'm considered a noob. Which is like 300 or 400 hours, probably one of the most I've invested into a game, but that's nothing compared to a lot of other people. That being said, that does not include all the time I spend work in progress builds.
yes,
If you would add that, there would be a lot more hours.
test builds count, absolutely. There are also a few questions that community managers collected for us here in the separate doc. Can we turn global modifiers off?
Yes. Yeah,
das
you
ist
can
schon
turn
Anfang
it
gesagt
off.
worden.
So once again, there is no
Also ich habe die Frage mal abgesetzt, was das Talent der
payoff or
Brust
no,
angeht.
no punishment in a
nicht,
way
dass er
for
da drauf
turning it off
reagiert.
or no incentive to turn it on. It's really up to you. Overall, the global modifier is a buff. Of course, having the global modifier on also means that you will have hostile modifiers against you. So you can always turn it off whenever you want. If it's not working for you, you can do that. One thing that is important to know is that when a global event is running,
Interessant wäre
you
immer noch
will
unsere
have to turn
Ausstackung
off
des
your
Rucksacks, ne?
global modifier
Oder auch
because
Lager.
global event and global modifier cannot coexist.
Ich glaube, das wird
So you will have to
jedes
choose
Mal
when a
beim
global
Livestream
event is
gefragt.
running. Do I want the global modifier or do I want the global event for the duration of that event?
When patch notes going out, right after the live stream.
Okay.
Trust.
Patch Notes
Is
kommen
there
dann
going
noch.
to be an apparel event?
Is there going to be an apparel event? At the moment, we are not planning an apparel event for this season.
But we will have the other events, like winter events. That is like
Yeah, there's
also
going to be other events.
opportunities.
There's
to-
know,
Vielleicht
like,
steht das Talent dann in der...
if you want free stuff, there will be free
in der
stuff.
Patch
No
Note.
worries. But
Aber
we
warum
don't.
sollten sie das jetzt nicht
We
gezeigt
don't
haben?
plan an apparel event for this season.
What happens if one player has completed scouts and the rest of group hasn't? So the thing was, you can still play scouts together. You just need to be sure that everyone in the group completes the same objective, and in that way
Da
you
kam
will be
grad die
given all
Frage.
the rewards the entire group.
Oder nicht nur
If
Frage,
it's only
please make more
the
space in the
leader of the
stage.
group or anyone else in the group who completes the specific objectives that belongs to the scout, it won't be distributed for everyone. So just make sure that you toggle the same objective at the same time.
I think the question maybe was that if only the leader has the climax unlocked, can the other players join the climax mission if they haven't done the scouts? And the truth is that I actually don't know. There are people on this team that will know the answer to this question,
genau, wir
but
fragen
I
jetzt immer nach dem
I
DLC.
actually don't know. Normally the leader decides because it's their world, but I don't know if the access to climax would be unlocked for everyone or not. So
I would speculate.
we'll have to
on-
get back to you on this one. I think.
Yeah, I would not try to speculate then. Do modifiers work in raids?
Yeah.
Do modifiers work in raids? I was convinced they did, but I think I've seen feedback on the PTS that they did not. So I'm less sure about it now.
Maybe it
Aha.
was just different on PTS.
Okay.
So yeah, need to mark
Also ich
this
meine schon, dass
question
die
for us
Volumen
to
DZ
get this
nicht.
information added to the patch notes. So there is a question if people do we need
They
to
do not work in raid. Sorry, says Digitical. So yeah,
you can trust DJ Tickle.
he knows better than
Approved.
Yeah.
Do we need to create a new character and start from level 1 for Seasons 2.0? So it's no longer a thing.
No.
You can be a completely new player, new to the game, and still be able to jump on the new season and be able to play and actually interact with all the seasonal activities, but you're not required to create a new character.
Yep.
Where can players get Yannick's hoodie? Dev team.
It's easy. You have to work on the division. Simple as that.
Ja, ihr braucht doch Leute.
I've seen a question. The chat goes a bit too fast, so I didn't read the full question. But I think the question was about legendary missions, if we're going to be adding new ones in the future. And the truth is that at the moment, no, we are not planning to add new ones. Our goal was to have legendary difficulty to be for strongholds only. But that being said, that could change. So it's not necessarily
Okay,
on the
lass uns
table at the
hoffen,
moment,
mal
but
neue
it's
legendäre
not a
Missionen.
hard no either.
Also nicht neue, aber
Are we getting an extra
legendär.
character slot?
No. As we've said, I think we've discussed during the PTS stream. We were prepared to add a new character slot when we were talking about doing seasonal characters. Now that we've removed seasonal characters, we don't need that extra slot. But we had started some investigations in terms of what that means in terms of save size and extra storage for the account and all of that. So that means it potentially opens doors. No promise here, but it opens doors for potential stash extensions in the future. But that's investigations that are ongoing right now.
Stash space?
Well,
Question mark.
I feel like I just answered that.
I think I saw a few questions about the DLC and when are we planning to reveal more information about it. This is not something that we can share right now.
When
but
it will be ready. We're still working on it.
yeah, but everything's on track. So
immer noch am
once the
Arbeiten
time
dran, okay.
comes, you will be the first one to know, for sure. PvP news. 3 question marks.
Not for this update. It hasn't been a priority. Now, bear in mind, with this update, we haven't talked much about it in this stream, but there's still also the whole general balancing pass that we tested on the PTS. So that will have an impact on PvP, obviously, the balance in general of items. But otherwise, PvP hasn't been our priority with this update.
Moin Frank, hab ich gar nicht gesehen, sorry.
So we don't have any major changes here.
Also PvP soll sich nichts ändern.
Also a few
Wenn ich mir das
questions
GSZ
about
teilweise
new
angucke,
raids
was
on
dann in
new
Kombination mit den
incursions.
Schrotflinten passiert. Kann.
Still not the plan. I know people
Bin
are
mal
asking,
gespannt.
like, is the incursion happening? Because they've seen some screenshots from the PTS. We've said it once, I'll say it every time. Take everything you see on the PTS or through any kind of data mining. Take everything you see with big grains of salt, because just because something is in the build doesn't mean it's actually ever going to happen. Permaban for cheaters. We do ban cheaters. I know maybe we haven't banned the one you've met,
kriegen sie nicht in den Griff.
and I know there's always experiences or cases where some people manage to keep cheating, but overall we have regular waves and we're banning cheaters when we catch them.
Yeah, I know that people will call me out on
Ja, aber dann das
repeating
bleibt
this
wahrscheinlich
thing
übrig,
again
wenn
and
er
again,
so
but
wirklich
basically that's the
drankommt.
only thing that can help here is to keep reporting those people, especially if you can make a video or grab a screenshot so their username is visible and the offense is visible. Just keep reporting them to support, and support has a specifically designed sanction
Ja, wir sollen also
metrics
immer
that
wieder
they
reporten,
apply
also immer dranbleiben und nicht
to
aufgeben.
those cheaters. And the more you report them, the more there is a chance for them to
Yeah.
get banned entirely.
New conflict maps? No, not on the platform
Das
right
wär
now. Would be
geil.
cool though.
Das
What about Sokolova? Any news?
Da kann er nichts sagen.
Maybe. Definitely up to something.
Das ist Story. Geheimnis.
Possible to add snow to the game. That would be new. That would be cool too. I've seen. I'm trying to. What about Bard and Sheffer? Same. Play the game. Don't worry. We haven't forgotten about our characters. Don't worry. I've seen someone just, I guess was a sarcastic comment, saying, since I said no new incursion or raid, saying, oh, there's no new content to the game. I mean, come on, we're bringing you a whole new overhaul of seasons. We said we have a DLC that's coming. We're working on new things. Might not be the one thing you want, but we're busy.
Oops.
And now there's just too much on chat. It's hard to catch something.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Will master difficulty work for all activities like heroic? I'm surprised I managed to catch that. No. As I've said, master difficulty will be for the climax mission only, and will remain like that. It's a new thing. We'll create it. We'll contain it to the climax, and then we'll see what the future tells us. But for the moment, it's gonna be climax only.
I managed to saw a question about appearance of the exotic weapons, if that can be modified. It's probably a question to Pali. No,
That would be cool.
Mhm.
That would be cool.
what's up about Kelso? Kelso is chilling.
Kelso is living the dream. Morgan.
Ja, da passt aber auch auf, dass er nichts sagt. Ne?
Is Phalar still alive? No.
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 Okay.
I know there are some theories and tinfoil hats going out there. No. She's dead.
So many questions about crossplay.
Nope.
Mhm.
Nope.
No, crossplay is not. It's not on the table.
Das kriegen die technisch noch gar
at
nicht
this
hin.
point. Same would be cool. I believe we've explained that at some point. It's a lot of work and a lot of
Sehr
work.
gute Frage hier von dem Benz 1985, ob man die Blaupausen an den alten Season nochmal bekommt.
We talk about it on a very regular basis.
Sehr gute Frage.
Was a question if I have kitty ears on my hoodie.
Die setze ich
I
auch nochmal ab.
actually do.
Yes.
It's very important. Can let them stay like that.
Please bring back global events in Division 1. We know. It's
Yeah, and it's been a long time, and I know that there are no updates that can
Yeah.
satisfy everyone, but it's something that we're working on. It's just the current size of the team allows us to work on either Division 1 or Division 2, and the priority is obvious.
Yeah, and it's just also Division 1 is a it's very hard for us to, actually change anything with Division 1. So a lot has been lost. So it's very hard for us to actually bring back global events. I know it sounds simple, but it is not. And we have people that have been actively working on that for some time already.
What does new exotic do? I mean, I can try and fetch it right now, but all the details are going to be revealed like in 30 minutes
Okay,
after
ja,
the
wollen wir
live
noch zu der
stream.
Brust.
Yannick, can you beat the Summit 100 Hunter? I actually have never reached Summit 100. I know, I'm going to be called out for that. It's mostly I play in short sessions, so when I play the game, I want to focus on something that's short term.
Are
What?
we going to get a fun kit for this season? Yes, I think so. I will just ask my CMs to help me with that.
Why not merge Division 1 with 2? Here's an idea. Let's just press the button, merge games. No, it's Division 1 and Division 2 are, I know they look the same, but they are two very different games. So, it would be the same as saying merging Division 2 and Rainbow Six. It's just, it's really not something that can be done. Do we get red skin on Shade Watch? No. Your watch is orange.
Expertise? Question marks?
But he's,
Bis 30 wahrscheinlich Maximum.
shared progression,
Da sind wir ja
crossplay, I
dann,
think
ne?
we've talked about that already. Raid weapons on master difficulty. What are you suggesting, that we bring in some of the raid exclusives on when you're playing master? That's not the plan at the moment. The raid exclusive remain exclusive to the raid.
Oh, that's actually an
Crazy
interesting
Wolf Hype.
suggestion. Can
Was
we
meinst du
make,
mit beim
hunters
Division
spawn
1 Global
randomly
Event?
and depend world like rogue agents? Add a bit of a challenge. But that would kind of take away the
Kann ich dir gar nicht
beauty
sagen,
of
weil
the
Division 1 habe ich ehrlich gesagt nicht gezockt.
hunter encounter.
We want the hunter spawns to feel special. Hunters are still a big boogeyman, but when you see one, you should have a oh shit moment. If they become random and spawn in weird locations and weird moments, then we kind of lose a bit of that. So we prefer to keep control. Can you heard what's needed for the modifier while it switch stuff? Yes, because the progress on the modifier is again connected to the season journey, which you can progress without having the modifier turned on, and the priority objectives, which you can also complete without having the modifier turned on. So you don't have to use the modifier to progress it.
Okay. Also nochmal die Frage jetzt gewesen wegen
Blueprints
den
from old
Modifiern.
seasons.
Könnt ihr komplett ausmachen.
It also
Und
brings
auch so die
back
Season
the discussion about the throwback event where it was possible for you to get all the exotics from the previous seasons, and it's the question's been very popular about the blueprints.
We should, on principle, yes, we need to add them. We just need to find out the ones that are missing and then add them. But it's there's no direct intention for us to not make them available.
Okay, ja, also wollen sie wieder reinbringen, ne? Die Blaupausen
What's
aus
the
den
plan
alten
for
Season.
Kiner for season 2?
Ich weiß gar nicht, warum die da so ein Problem haben.
I see a lot of crossplay and blueprints, so I think we've covered that already.
Let me check.
I see some questions about Descent or some suggestions on Descent. We don't have plans to revisit Descent in the short future, but I think there's been already some there's been enough time since we've released it that we have some clear indications on what works and what doesn't. So I hope at some point we'll have a chance to revisit it and make improvements, but that's not in the short future. And I've seen a question how to get the old Descent comms, and as far as I know, they are not available. If you missed them at some point, then you can get the ones from the past months, I believe, but not the older ones. But that's something we should address. So it would be good to allow everyone to catch up. Equipping 2 exotic gear pieces at the same time. Well, the thing is, exotic pieces are balanced with the fact that you can only have one. if we one day change that and say you can have multiple exotics equipped, then we're going to have to nerf them. And as we know, nerfs are usually not popular. But that's what we would have to do if we allow you to have a second one. We would need to nerf it because combining two exotics together would be a bit outside of our comfort zone when it comes to giving more power to the players. Any new descent comms? There will be new comms with the new season as usual.
Mhm.
One clue for the hunter mask hook. No, I think I've said that already in the PTS, but there is no secret hunter connected to that hook.
Division 3 wird auch gefragt.
Not yet, anyway.
Can you make it snow in Washington? I love that people are still not losing hope for it to happen.
Wo ist Kel, so fragen die.
I want more loot.
Big horn in the loot pool.
Oh.
Keep dreaming. How to get Drag of Mask? I think that's the mask that was available as a part of the bundle.
Yeah, and I think there was an issue where not everybody got it, and I believe it should have been granted to everyone. So if I'm right and you still haven't gotten your mask, if you bought the bundle and didn't get the mask, you should contact support. What about hardcore? Yeah, it is true. We haven't talked about it, and there's not any major changes to hardcore. The new season model will work with hardcore as well. But yeah, we haven't planned any drastic changes to the mode. But it would be great to give it some love at some point.
New global events. They're modifiers now.
Yeah. No, we don't have new global events just yet, but that's something we could do. We've actually discussed it. We need zombies. I didn't see the rest. It's just so we need zombies. No, straight up no. There's enough zombie fantasies and zombie games out there.
Mhm.
Yannick, thank you. You're welcome. I don't know what for, but
Keener duck clues, please. Just keep shooting the ducks. That's the only clue. That's the only way to get the Keener duck.
when is Year 6 Season 2?
I don't know. Let me check my notes. It's actually tomorrow.
It's tomorrow.
We're gonna
We are
have the
there.
maintenance tomorrow,
We are
our
there.
usual time.
Can you buff the Ouroboros? Well, the thing is, with all the balancing changes that we've done that are going to be live tomorrow, there are some of them where I know that we've made changes, and then we got some feedback from people who were on the PTS asking us to either revert those changes or change them in a different way. In some cases, we agree. In some cases, we meet in the middle. In other cases, we don't agree. And when we don't agree, that doesn't necessarily mean that we just think we know better and that's it. It just means, okay, let's put it out there. Let's put all the other balancing changes out there, and then we can look again at some of those. So there will be extra changes afterwards. And I'm not saying we're going to change the Ouroboros. I just want to make it clear that even just because we didn't change something after PTS doesn't mean that we think balancing in general is solved. There are some things that we have decided to not change from PTS to live because we want to see how it's going to behave with all the other balancing changes around. Any plans to monetize seasons backpack or past seasons backpack trophies and it was called, I didn't see the rest, but anyway, past seasons backpack trophies, dice and arm patches. No, those are,
Also ich habe die
we
Frage
want
mal
those to
abgesetzt,
be
Global Events
rewards
Division 1, aber
for specific times when you actually
Da hat er,
were
glaub ich, gar
able
nichts zu gesagt, Division
to
1.
be here. So at the
Weiß
moment
es
we are
nicht.
not planning on monetizing those.
There was a question. I also cannot really read it as it was written, but basically, is there a way to re-experience or learn about the story before? And there's actually an opportunity for you to replay the legacy manhunt missions, which won't really give you access to the entirety of the previous seasons, but at least you can experience the story through the previous manhunts.
And you can get the collectibles when you replay a climax mission, a legacy climax mission. So you are able, in a way, to catch up to the story.
Mhm.
Otherwise, you can watch Andrian gaming. He's quite good at the story recaps.
Did you ever think about crossover with other franchises like Assassin's Creed or other Ubisoft games? There's a whole story behind Assassin's Creed, and if I think there were some screenshots that leaked on Division 1 back in the days. Go and search for those. But I mean, yeah, we've done that in the past already. I mean, we have a Splinter Cell outfit in the game, and I believe we had some Ghost Recon mask. So, I mean, yes, we're also in discussion with not just potential partners out there, but also even within Ubisoft. We're also, looking at what would work good on the Division. Why no apparel events? Well, because there's several reasons for that, but we think that we'd rather give you free stuff, outfits and all of that through gameplay by playing other things. So, we've been doing a lot more of the, events and free giveaways and all that. We're adding an extra free outfit on the season pass, for example. So there's a lot of ways to acquire items that are more interesting than just the grind that is an apparel event. And then when it comes to revenues, pull the curtain a bit here. It's like, we've done a lot of improvements when it comes to generating revenues with our game, with the store and all of that. So we no longer need to rely just on apparel events to actually bring in money. So we'll only do it when it makes sense and when we have a cool idea that we want to bring. But it doesn't have to be mandatory with every season moving forward. Is that Yannick? I believe it is. Now we're reaching the silence part where we're trying to find
Yeah, like
find some
it
questions.
moves too fast.
When will the next 5 or X5 XP event be? I don't have the date in mind, but I'm pretty sure that's going to be visible on the season timeline tomorrow.
Yes.
When you log in tomorrow, you will see that on the timeline. So it's not a secret. It's just we don't have the dates in mind.
And also what we can do to make sure that everyone's aware, of course, we'll release the communications, so we can prepare for that.
Will specialization rework happen? Yeah, I know, that's an old one, right? We've talked about it. Was that part of year 4? I think it was year 4. We've actually even had an article to explain what our ideas were. And the truth is that the ideas that we had, while they were good on paper, when we started implementing them, it just didn't click. And that happens. And we had other priorities at this point, so we've decided to put it on ice and, at some point rethink it. So hopefully one day we'll get there when we can, reprioritize it and take the time to rethink specializations in our game. But so far it's just still on ice. Please, can you play some PvP on live stream? Why? Just so you can tell us that we don't play PvP, or just because we play or don't play something, it doesn't mean that it changes our decision making on what needs to be prioritized or not. We are not prioritizing work based on my experience when I play the game. So we know that there are complaints on PvP. We know there's a PvP community here that wants improvements. We've done a batch of improvements with Project Resolve. That's a bit some time ago now, and I understand people want improvements. And we regularly have it in mind. But it's just it's different work, and it's work that that we need to find the right moment and the right time to prioritize.
I also saw the question if there are going to be new waves of ETF. And the way the current program is structured is that the last time there was the call for participants. We still have all of them on our Discord. They're still active, and we're working closely with them whenever it's about discussing new updates or our plans, or even showing them the design documentation. But I think it's actually a good time for us to think about inviting more people to the program. So definitely think about it. Maybe not this year, but next year. Yeah, we'll see. There was also a question about the patch notes. Patch notes are going to be released once the stream is over. And like, don't let me tap on the sign.
Die haben jetzt schon ein bisschen was rausgebracht, habe ich gerade eben gesehen. Zum Balancing haben sie schon was rausgegeben, aber
New Legendary Missions.
auf der Seite selber noch nichts zu der neuen Season.
I mean, we've talked
Shade
about
of
Legendary
Red.
already, but we don't have plans for that
Beziehungsweise
yet.
Patch Notes noch nicht.
I've seen a question about new factions. Yeah, new factions would be cool, but the problem is, if you want new factions, you want new behaviors as well. You don't want just to reskin an existing faction. You need to rethink all the different archetypes. How do they do? You need to, to recode the AI to create some new behaviors. And while this is not impossible, it's a bit beyond our reach, to be honest, because that requires a lot of expertise that we currently don't have. So we work with what we have. And I think we still have opportunities to make cool stuff with what we have. Can master difficulty be applied to legacy missions? No, so master difficulty will not be retroactively applied to missions. It's just going to start being applied to climax missions moving forward. So the first master will be with the climax of that season, and then the season after that, and so on and so forth. That's the plan at the moment. It's not going to be made available more broadly outside of just those climax missions. We still need to iterate on it and refine it, and then once we have a good model that we're happy with, maybe then we can talk about expanding it. But for the time being, it's going to be climax only.
Will leveling new characters be faster with Seasons 2.0?
Progressing with a new character, I mean, you get XP rewards from doing activities, so you will get that boost, but it's not specifically designed to make progression faster, so it's not going to be a significant difference. Can we get all Division 1 gear sets back? I mean, we've brought Striker back. The thing is, in truth, a lot of the Division 1 gear sets, I know I'm going to regret saying that because people are going to argue against it, but it's gear sets and exotics from Division 1. On paper, a lot of them are actually quite, a bit plain and boring, I would say. But we think it's just more interesting to create new ideas because we can take a fantasy of a gear set or a fantasy of a play style. In fact, actually, with the gear coming with this season, we actually used Lone Star as a reference if you played Division 1, which was the gear set that, refilled your magazine when you were swapping weapons. And so we started from that, and we're like, okay, yeah, like having something about weapon swapping, and that works with this the modifiers of this season because it's about range. So when you swap from long range to short range, so we took the fantasy and the play style of it, and then we applied it in different ways. So that's something we can do. But then taking a gear set straight out and just doing it in Division 2, I'm not saying we're never going to do it because there's still some cool stuff. But it's most of the time when we compare at face value, we find that if we take stuff from Division 1, we still need to actually modify it for it to be on par with the other items in Division 2.
So the question, how do you get the Laughing Gas bundle? That's the clown bundle that we showed. So of course you can buy it, but since it's Halloween and we're celebrating, there are going to be giveaways all across our social media channels. So visit our Discord, Twitter, and maybe if luck is on your side. You're gonna get a bundle for free. There is also, we partnered with a few selected creators, and if you're lucky enough to be a part of their community, they will organize giveaways or raffles. So just, yeah, be on the lookout. There is some presents available.
You get a new hairstyle called the Yannick. Pretty sure you can get something very close to my hairstyle in the Division.
Yeah, because your character is your carbon copy. It's too similar. It's very
It's
uncommon.
very easy to make a white bearded dude in the Division.
Naja, wird jetzt nicht mehr viel Neues verkommen.
Leaderboard
Was
update.
fragen die denn da?
Yeah, we need to look at leaderboards at some point. Make us able to change the color of apparel pieces. That's not the plan at the moment. Would be cool, but it would be a very different way of for apparel to behave.
Will
kommen
the
aber
new
keine
Harvest
interessanten
pistol
Fragen
be
mehr
added
jetzt.
to the loot pool? No, I think it's gonna remain as an exclusive event item.
You'll have to wait for next events. Is the Brooklyn DLC on track? As far as I can tell, yes. For now. Risking the special events vendor as Yannick and Daria. I'm already in the game. I can't be twice in the game. That would be weird.
Yeah, and I said that if I were to get in the game, I just want to be a cat in the settlement, named Daria, so...
What should we be looking forward to for the future of the franchise? More years of Division 2. There's still a lot to do with this game. We're not going anywhere.
And yeah, also to not really give you any updates about the future, but that's definitely on the table. We plan to update the existing roadmap because the current one that we showed during Forward might not necessarily correspond with our plans, and I do not really want to sound ominous. No, it's just a regular roadmap update, but more communication regarding that is coming.
Yes. I see you people asking for more clan members as well. I've seen that. We don't have anything to announce yet, but yeah, looking at clans at some point would be cool as well.
Can we get a Pally secret boss? He is a boss in real life.
We
It's
should.
not even a secret.
We should, but then we should record his voice with it. Would be cool to have NPCs for the devs. To be fair, I never asked for the Division NPC to be in the game. I didn't know about it. I want to be able to have my NPC.
Okay, so we need to answer three
I think
last questions.
We are
Yeah.
looping a bit in the questions, so sorry about that. But yes, crossplay we've said already, no plans. New raids we've said no plans. PvP improvements we've said no plans. Stash space we've said okay, maybe there may be hope. So let's see.
Will Brooklyn have snow? We can get
So,
snow
ich habe
in
jetzt mal
Washington.
das Talent
with
der Brust,
Brooklyn needs to
haben sie
have
schon
snow.
online. Du bekommst
By the way,
35%
there are a lot of questions about Division 3, and this is not
mehr
time
Damage.
nor place
Nee,
for
Quatsch.
those questions to be
Nein, du
answered.
kriegst
This is not
Not a Division 3
5%
livestream.
Yes.
Erhöhung Schadens Resistance innerhalb von
Division
15
3
Metern.
blueprints.
Also
I hear
von
you.
Feinden
I hear
innerhalb
you.
von 15 Metern. Mehr steht da
We can
nicht.
talk about it and see what we can do about those.
Okay, one last question.
Mehr steht da nicht. Da steht nicht,
Big one. that
ist
you
das
like.
dauerhaft, wahrscheinlich
Reworks.
dauerhaft.
We don't have really a rework plan of skills. Adjustments maybe, but not a complete rework. What happens to Kenny College? Nothing. It's going to stay where it is. Alone and sad. Defense when? We're not bringing back defense. You don't need defense anymore in Division 2. You have a skill variant already that allows you to use SMG and ARs with your shield. any word on the infamous Can you call it nightmare mission? No, that's one of those things that died and is never gonna happen. It was a cool idea though.
Also die Brust, derjenige, der das schafft, der hat die im PvP ja dann nur noch an. Verzichtest du entweder auf mehr Schaden durch die Brust oder 35% weniger Schaden zu kassieren innerhalb von 15 Metern. Ne? Also ist ja schon close. Ne?
Please change the way gear mods are organized.
Du wirst
in
auf
list.
jeden Fall im PvP
I'm with
sehen.
you. I'm with you.
Definitiv.
It's not just list. The whole experience of interacting with gear mods, there's a lot of work to be done there. Something we all, even in the team, regularly complain about.
Where we can watch the bot here on this specific channel. It's going to be available right after the stream.
Is master difficulty just a buff to enemy health and damage, or is there actual strategy required? No, the idea is that it's not just a buff. It also includes some mechanical changes, not necessary to the NPCs, but also to the encounters. So imagine when you will have a boss fight in the regular difficulties, that same boss fight in Master will be more intricate. There will be some extra phases and some extra mechanics to it. And same with all the encounters and all the mechanics of the mission.
And yeah, the chat screen disappeared. This is Dory
Dory decided we're done.
Yes, in like it's time now.
It is time now.
It is time now. But yeah, thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate your co-hosting and help with everything, answering the questions. And yeah, see you guys tomorrow on the game. Once again, patch notes are going to be released right after the stream. If you want to watch the bot, if you couldn't really, catch the entire stream, or want to send the link to your friends, it's going to be available on this specific Twitch channel that we're streaming on right now. And yeah, maintenance tomorrow, update, the usual stuff. Yep.
Ja,
Thank you so much.
That's cool.
Yes, and see you in the game. Bye.
See you.
So, dann sind wir hiermit fertig. Ja, war einiges, interessant auch, fand ich. Und was ich jetzt euch auch nochmal zeigen wollte auf die Schnelle, klar kann man dann jetzt nochmal eine Zusammenfassung von dem Ganzen machen. Aber was viel interessanter ist, jetzt natürlich die neue Brust, ganz klar, werden wir nur in der Climax Mission, also wenn wir die ganzen Scouts durchhaben, am Ende der Season wohl gemerkt, die wird ja, oder was heißt am Ende, ne? Also klar, jede Woche kriegen wir ja diese Scouts. Und die haben jetzt versuche ich das mal gerade, habe ich das hier, wenn ich jetzt mal auf meinem Bildschirm hier umswitche, ja, kann man sehen, ne? Also die Träger, wenn ihr auf die Division-Seite geht, dann könnt ihr, warte, ich gehe nochmal zurück, könnt ihr hier unten Shades of Red, also ja 6, Staffel 2, Season 2 schon drauf und könnt hier auch schon die Teile halt sehen. Da wird nochmal drauf eingegangen, was wir jetzt gerade eben halt gesehen haben in dem Livestream, aber was hier ganz interessant ist, hier nochmal die Träger gehen sie drauf ein. Und dann hier das neue Holster und hier die neue Brust. Das fand ich natürlich super interessant, weil vorher überhaupt gar keine Informationen rausgekommen sind. Also wir kriegen 35% mehr Schadensresistent im Umkreis von 15 Metern von Feind. Wird wahrscheinlich dauerhaft aktiv sein, mehr steht hier auch gar nicht. Die bekommen wir aber halt wirklich auch nur, wenn wir den Abschluss der Climax Mission halt gemacht haben. Und hier steht nochmal, das hat auch der Yannick ja vorhin gesagt, also es wird auf jeden Fall schwieriger als heroisch sein. Und wenn ich das jetzt richtig verstehe, erwarten sie härtere Gegner und die Einbeziehung saisonaler Modifikatoren, die ihre Fähigkeiten besitzen. Also ob wir jetzt die Modifier hier aktiviert haben müssen, bin ich mir jetzt nicht sicher. Also ich verstehe es jetzt hier so unter Einbeziehung der saisonalen Modifikatoren. Hoffe ich mal nicht. Keine Ahnung. Aber okay, ist eine Herausforderung, aber es wird, so wie er auch angesprochen hat, sehr schwer. Dafür bekommen wir diese Brust. Das ist so eine Überraschung, die haben sie bisher halt nicht bekannt gegeben. Fand ich schon sehr interessant. Naja, war auf jeden Fall super, dass ihr da gewesen seid und zugeschaut habt. Vielen Dank dafür. Und ich würde sagen, ja, heute schaffe ich das nicht mehr, aber ich mache natürlich hier nochmal oder eine kleine Zusammenfassung, ob ich das dann hinkriege. Aber wir haben ja könnt ihr jederzeit natürlich auch nochmal schauen und entsprechend halt an die Stellen. Also auf jeden Fall sehr interessant, was sie hier alles machen. Ich hoffe nur, dass alles funktioniert und wie gesagt, morgen 18 Uhr gehe ich halt live, weil ab da sind halt die Twitch-Drops ja aktiv, ja, nicht vergessen, dass wir dann halt da, natürlich mache ich das selber auch, ja, ich möchte natürlich die Teile auch haben, dann machen sie so ein kleines Halloween-Event und die Teile könnt ihr aber bis zum 12. November nicht vergessen, ihr müsst das nicht morgen direkt alles in einem machen, ne, sondern ihr habt Zeit dann halt, bei wem auch immer dann halt, aber wie gesagt, Ubisoft-Konto mit dem Twitch-Konto, wenn ihr habt, natürlich verbinden. Nur so könnt ihr die Twitch-Drops, ne, die sind auf YouTube nicht verfügbar. Ich werde zwar morgen auf YouTube auch streamen, weil ich das halt auf beiden Plattformen mache, aber die Drops natürlich, deswegen auch Twitch-Drops, logisch, ja. Ja, danke nochmals fürs Zuschauen. Ich würde sagen, auf jeden Fall ja erstmal bis morgen, ja, spätestens und ansonsten mache ich halt nochmal eine Zusammenfassung. Ich habe so ein bisschen was hier gekrickelt, was halt interessant war. Aber gut, lassen wir uns überraschen. Wie gesagt, die Brust fand ich mit jetzt echt die Hauptüberraschung an sich. Also vielen Dank an euch, dass ihr dabei wart und ja, wir sehen uns im nächsten Video, beziehungsweise spätestens im nächsten Livestream. Macht's gut, bis dann. Ciao, ciao.